Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're exploring the groundbreaking book, The Nazi Doctors, Medical Killing, and the Psychology of Genocide by Robert J. Lifton, a book that analyzes the horrifying psychology behind the actions of the doctors who worked for the Nazi regime. To start, imagine standing in a room filled with the echoes of history, where the ordinary rhythms of life seem to fade away. This is the world of Auschwitz, a place that defies comprehension. An Israeli dentist who survived Auschwitz once told Lifton, "This world is not this world." What he meant was that the horrors of Auschwitz shattered the illusion of a benign world, revealing the darkness lurking beneath the surface of seemingly ordinary lives. The Nazi doctors' involvement in mass murder is perhaps the most grotesque aspect of this dark chapter. Physicians, traditionally seen as healers, were transformed into willing killers. This transformation is at the heart of Lifton's exploration. He delves into the Nazis' so-called biomedical vision, a twisted ideology that justified genocide as a form of healing. The idea was to purify the Aryan race by eliminating those deemed to be, quote, life unworthy of life. Lifton's work is based on extensive interviews with both Nazi doctors and Auschwitz survivors. He paints a picture of doctors who were, for the most part, ordinary men, not inherently evil, but susceptible to the seductive power of Nazi ideology. These doctors were not the sadistic monsters of popular imagination. Rather, they were individuals who, through a combination of ideology, careerism, and psychological mechanisms, became complicit in the most heinous crimes. One of the most chilling aspects of Lifton's research is the concept of doubling. This is the psychological process by which Nazi doctors claim to have created a second self, a self that could carry out the inhumane work demanded by the Nazi regime, while the prior self remained seemingly intact. This doubling allowed them to perform selections, administer lethal injections, and oversee the gas chambers without experiencing the full weight of their actions. Let's take a closer look at the selections process, a ritual that epitomized what Lifton called the healing-killing paradox. As trains arrived at Auschwitz, SS doctors stood at the ramp, making life and death decisions in an instant. The victims' experiences were harrowing: confusion, terror, and the surreal realization that their fate was being decided by men in white coats. For the doctors, selections were a rite of passage, a way to prove their hardness and integrate into the Auschwitz community. Lifton's interviews reveal the psychological maneuvers that enabled doctors to adapt to Auschwitz. Alcohol played a crucial role, providing a numbing effect and facilitating a sense of camaraderie among the perpetrators. The drinking sessions were a space for airing doubts and reinforcing the collective denial of the moral implications of their actions. As one doctor put it, Auschwitz was an existing fact. One couldn't really be against it. The interviews also highlight the role of mentorship and pressure from superiors. Newcomers were often paired with more experienced doctors who guided them through the process of selections, normalizing the killing and instilling a sense of duty. The pressure to conform was immense, and resistance was rare. Those who did resist would be coerced or manipulated into eventually complying. Lifton's exploration of the euthanasia program reveals the origins of medicalized killing. The Nazis' justification for direct medical killing was based on the concept of life unworthy of life, a notion that was extended to include not only the mentally ill, but also those with physical disabilities, prisoners, and eventually Jews. The program was shrouded in secrecy and deception, with doctors signing false death certificates and disguising murder as medical treatment. Lifton also conducted interviews with prisoners with medical backgrounds who were forced to participate in the regime's atrocities, providing a harrowing perspective on the healing-killing paradox. These doctors were forced to navigate a moral minefield, balancing the need to save lives with the reality of working within a system designed to kill. Many faced impossible choices, often resorting to subterfuge and sabotage to protect their patients. Yet they also had to collaborate with Nazi doctors to survive, creating a complex web of relationships that blurred the lines between victim and perpetrator. Lifton's work also delves into the experiments conducted by Nazi doctors, particularly those of Auschwitz's so-called Angel of Death, Josef Mengele. These experiments were driven by a combination of scientific curiosity and ideological fervor, with prisoners as the unwitting subjects. The cruelty and callousness of these experiments are staggering, yet they reveal the depths of dehumanization that the Nazi regime inflicted on its victims. Finally, Lifton explores the aftermath of Auschwitz and the struggle of Nazi doctors to come to terms with their actions. Many sought to justify or deny their involvement, while others, like Eduard Wirths, the chief doctor at Auschwitz, grappled with guilt and despair. He eventually committed suicide shortly after his capture, a testament to the psychological toll of participating in genocide. In conclusion, Lifton's work is a profound exploration of the human capacity for evil and the psychological mechanisms that enable ordinary people to commit atrocities. It challenges us to confront the uncomfortable truths about human nature and the societal forces that can lead to genocide. As we reflect on these stories, let us remember the victims and strive to ensure that such horrors are never repeated. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the dark corridors of history. If you found this episode enlightening, please subscribe, share, and leave a comment. Until next time, keep learning and stay curious.
This has been a BrightLearn video from BrightLearn.ai on the book, The Nazi Doctors, Medical Killing and the Psychology of Genocide by Robert Jay Lifton. Visit BrightLearn.ai for more fascinating videos like this one, and naturalnews.com for full editorial coverage and breaking news on critical stories that keep you informed and aware of what's really going on.